Hello, Mallory Wesleyan Church. It's Pastor Andrew here at the church building. The church building is still standing, just so you know. We got our fellowship hall, and our board just met today, and things have been going well, and it's super fun and exciting. Of course, our sanctuary is still here, alive and well and standing, and hopefully everything is going good with you and your family. I have some news to announce is that on Sunday here, 10 a.m. at church, there's going to be a big party, and you're invited. And I want you to invite other people. Our church is going to open again for in-person, in our fellowship hall, in our sanctuary services. Isn't that wonderful? So come to the party this Sunday. Help us celebrate being back in church together again. As you may notice, there is a little change in our sanctuary, of course. We've roped off some of the pews. Maybe you've seen this in some churches already. On some of the streaming services I've seen where they've done in-person services, we're roping off 2 pews because that's 6 feet. And that will still leave plenty of room for people to fill these pews up for us to worship together Sunday. And so I want to make sure that you are invited and that you come and you join us and you celebrate us being open again. You see, this last weekend on Saturday, here we go. On Saturday, New York State lifted some restrictions. They said any section of New York State that was in phase 2 for religious organizations could operate at 25% capacity, and that is building capacity. And as you notice, we have our large fellowship hall. We have our large sanctuary. And so our building capacity is actually quite large. We have 300 person plus capacity as far as what people are telling me and what I know. And that leaves us 75 people to come. And typically we have 40. I think we've peaked in the 60s before during Christmas time for people coming to our services. So come, bring people. Let's celebrate this Sunday. I know there's lots of questions regarding reopening, and some things will be a little different and will be explained on Sunday. A couple of things I would just suggest is that you use what I would call common sense in greeting people, making sure you keep a distance for people who wish to keep that distance, and no handshaking, no hugging unless you've already been around those people in your family. Like my wife, I will handshake and hug my wife. I think there was a meme out there when this all started, how long do I have to stay away from my wife? But no, my wife and I, we handshake and hug all the time because we live in the same household. But those whom you might not be around as often, we would ask that you would refrain from handshaking, hugging, those sort of things at this time. Mask optional is our rule at the church at this point, but 6 foot distance is the rule. So if you're going to be within 6 foot distance of somebody, you would probably want to have a mask available to you. There are some masks here, but we would encourage you to bring your own. But also that 6 foot distance is basically, when you set up in your pew there, take your mask off because you'll be 6 foot away from people because of the some of the pews being roped off. And it's fun for me because it makes me sure that people are going to sit closer in the church, which is great. So we're going to be here worshiping and fellowshipping together on Sunday. As far as after the service and prior to the service, there will be a fellowship time. We would ask you to bring your own beverage if possible and bring your own snack if possible. But if you wish to donate to the Lord's Kitchen here in our fellowship ministry, we're asking for prepackaged food and prepackaged drinks only at this time. So water bottles or juice, cookies, chips, all that sort of things, just so we can individually serve people with that. because of infection control at this point. And so I'm not sure how long that will go through, maybe a month, maybe through the summer, just until some of this kind of stuff dies down. But we would just ask you to be respectful of that and other people at this point for all those things. But good news, church is opening Sunday. So be here. It's Flag Day, which will be awesome. And God bless you today. Hopefully you're having a good night and this warms your heart and your day.